I remember this moment in my life where I'm sitting in my beautiful villa in Bali. Always wanted to have that villa. My business is going super well. I am in a beautiful conscious relationship, but I'm feeling like shit. I go to the rooftop where I have the panoramic view of the entire village up to the ocean. And I'm sitting there asking, why do I feel so shit? I've literally created everything I dreamed about, and I'm not happy. And then I would work harder, I would create more, and I would put more things out. I thought it was because it was my business model that wasn't supporting my lifestyle, and all those things that I keep trying to optimize, do more. And I wasn't happy. I would see having a successful business and having everything I wanted, I would really relate with struggle in working really hard. To have a successful business, it requires a lot of work because for what I've seen in the past was that the opposite didn't work. I tried that in the past, it didn't work, and my lesson was like, no, it's the opposite. If you want to create something great, you got to put a lot of time, a lot of work, and it's a constant journey of pushing yourself to your limits. So I tried that, and it worked business-wise, kinda, but I was so unfulfilled. Then I realized that the real secret for manifestation and creating a life that you desire, it really comes down to feeling good all the time. As weird as it may sound, the secret for you is to feel good all the time. This can be a very dangerous advice because feeling good doesn't mean binge eating because you're trying to make yourself feel good or scrolling on Instagram when you're stressed. It's not externally feeling good, it's making sure that you're doing everything that you can to remain in a high frequency. I want you to imagine that we have low frequency emotions and we have high frequency emotions. The lowest frequency emotions that we have is shame, guilt, fear, grief, rage, and so on. And it keeps going up into, then you have anger, then you have neutrality, and from neutrality you have courage, into higher frequency of emotions. Your job is to constantly tune in what is your emotional state and how you can transcend this emotional state into a higher frequency emotional state. On the highest frequencies, we have enlightenment, peace, love, gratitude, and so on. And now, a very interesting thing is that later on they did a study into this scale of consciousness, and they found out that the highest frequency is not actually enlightenment and is authenticity. It's basically you just being you, but that's a story for another video. They also found that the lowest one is not shame, but is lust, living in lust. Then your question for you to keep creating a life that is a life by design, is the life that you want to create for yourself, is what would it take for me to raise my frequency? What would it take for me to raise my emotional frequency? The path to do this is not for you to avoid the emotion that you're feeling currently. It's not suppressing, definitely not. That is doing the opposite. But is you allowing the emotions that are there so you can transcend. That is the first step. If I'm feeling fear, I actually lean into the fear and I feel it and I allow it to be. Can you notice that I'm already raising the frequency of this emotion from going to fear into acceptance? By simply accepting that I'm feeling fear, I'm transmuting the emotion already into acceptance. And I feel the fear till the fear is not there anymore. Because through feeling those emotions, which are super real, I'm being able to tap into what is this fear trying to tell me. Normally there's a lesson there that will help me to go into the next step or the next phase of my life. But in practicing acceptance of what is, when you are in the frequency of acceptance, you are into this neutrality space where it's up to you if you want to take this, meaning that is half of the graph. And then it's up for you to take into higher frequencies or lower frequencies again. But it's much easier for you to take from neutrality to a higher frequency. From the acceptance, I ask, what do I need right now that will raise my frequency? I'm talking to my body, my cells, my being. Sometimes what I need is rest. Sometimes what I need is to actually go and do the thing that I was scared of and prove myself that that fear was just a false evidence appearing real. Sometimes it's going to the spa, sometimes it's getting a massage. Do what you need to do in order to feel good. As I do these things that help me to feel good, not temporarily, but a really deep sense of feeling good. Sometimes it's exercising. I'm raising my frequency. Now, if my frequency is that high, now I'm feeling gratitude, I'm feeling love, I'm feeling connected, I'm feeling peace. I start to take action from that frequency, which that means I'm creating from a space of love, of gratitude. By creating something from a certain frequency, you're creating a ripple effect, meaning as you benefit from the action, you create more of that, and those who benefit from your creation are creating more of that in their lives. On the other hand, if you're feeling fear and you're still pushing through your business, you fear of running out of money, so you're gonna create more on your business and you're gonna try to sell this. Guess what you're creating? You're creating a product which is a byproduct of fear. Then everyone who interacts with that will consciously or unconsciously create more fear in their life, because that is the core frequency of that creation. And as you benefit from a creation that was created out of fear, you're creating more fear into your life. It's the ripple effect. This is the single thing that is keeping humanity on a state of suffering and in a low frequency vibration, because so many people are creating out of fear, lack, and scarcity instead of gratitude, love, and authenticity. My invitation for you, in order to create the life that you dream of, always raise your emotional state, not by avoiding it. Lean into it, bring into acceptance, and ask yourself what you need right now that will allow you to raise your frequency. Then you go and do that. From that space, you can create anything you want, and you see, you start creating more riches in your life, more success, more prosperity, more alignment and connection. And so when you receive the things that you really want, you will actually enjoy those things, because you can keep doing this work over and over and over again. That is a little secret that I found for myself in my life that has allowed me to live a beautiful, beautiful, joyful, rich life. And I want to share that with you. I hope that helps.